At dawn in Gangtok, prayer flags ripple in the icy wind, fluttering like coded messages against a sky that's half cloud, half gold. Below, the streets are still asleep, except for one small rooftop. A young woman sits cross-legged with a MacBook glowing in the dark, headphones on, coding as if she's inside another universe. Behind her, snow peaks blaze pink. The smell of butter tea mixes with the sharp sting of cold pine air. It feels like a contradiction. Ancient mountains and digital work. Bro, you won't believe this. I just saw a guy on a wooden balcony in Pelling leading a Zoom meeting with clients in London, while a yak literally walked past behind him, like the Himalayas are becoming someone's office backdrop. But here's the kicker. Not everyone is clapping. For some locals, this shift is both exciting and threatening. Disclaimer: this is not career advice. This is a mirror, showing what's really unfolding in Sikkim. Interpret it as story, not strategy. The hills whisper truths, not guarantees. In Ravangla, I meet Tashi, a 28-year-old graphic designer. His workspace, a bamboo house overlooking tea gardens. His desk is just a plank nailed to the wall, laptop propped on a Tibetan rug. He says, "Here, even if Wi-Fi cuts, I sketch ideas with a charcoal pencil. Mountains don't let you waste time." Next door, his mother hums an old Bhutia harvest song, stirring thukpa in an iron pot. The smell of chili and garlic fills the air. One government survey estimates that around 15% of Sikkim's youth now engage in remote or hybrid work, tiny in number but massive for a state with fewer than 700,000 people. In Yuksom, a former trekking guide named Sonam now edits travel vlogs for YouTubers in Germany. He jokes, "Earlier I carried bags for tourists, now I carry their footage across time zones." But here's the paradox. Remote work has opened doors, yet not everyone can walk through them. The Wi-Fi? Fragile. A monsoon landslide can snap the line, leaving deadlines dangling in the dark. The economy? Divided. Tourists bring money, but landlords often charge more to outsiders with laptops than to locals farming the same hills. The sensory clash is real. The soft ding of Slack notifications against the roar of the Teesta River. The smell of wet moss on walls next to the sterile hum of electronic devices. In Namchi, two cousins share a co-living space. One is a software engineer earning 1.5 lakh rupees per month from Bengaluru clients, while the other still walks the ridges with cattle. One household, two futures. Take Maya, a cafe owner in Namchi. Her cafe, once buzzing with backpackers, now fills with young professionals on calls. She says, "I used to serve momo to travelers who asked about stories of our land. Now, it's Americano to people staring at screens. I don't know if this is progress or silence." Karma, a farmer in North Sikkim, watching his children trade the plow for laptops. "I'm proud they work with the world," he admits. "But I fear one day, no one will remember how we grew buckwheat here." In Gyalching, an elderly Lepcha grandmother whispers, "They ask Siri more than they ask me." Her voice cracks. It's not just data she fears losing, it's memory. Behind every new job online, there's an old practice fading. This is the real tension. Will remote work preserve Sikkimese identity or dilute it? The monasteries still echo with Om Mani Padme Hum, but in the evenings, cafes echo with startup pitches. Languages like Lepcha, spoken by fewer than 50,000 people, risk becoming whispers if younger generations spend more time in English client meetings than with grandparents. In Dzongu, the land of the Lepchas, one young coder built a dictionary app for his mother tongue so he wouldn't forget it during long coding sprints. He says, "If I can write algorithms for strangers, I can write one for my grandmother's words." And yet, there's resilience. NGOs like the Lepcha Development Board run digital archives preserving folk songs and oral histories online. The same technology threatening tradition is also archiving it for the future. Here's the truth in numbers. A 2024 report found that freelancers in Sikkim earn on average 18,000 rupees to 25,000 rupees per month online, nearly double the state's average wage. Tourism remains the backbone, contributing over 50% of state GDP. But digital workers are slowly building a parallel economy. Ironically, 65% of remote workers still depend on cafes, co-working hubs, or hotels for reliable power and Wi-Fi. In rural South Sikkim, a small pilot project under the Digital India Rural Connect scheme reported that households with at least one online earner spent 35% more on local markets. The future of Sikkim's economy may not be choosing between yak cheese or YouTube ads, but balancing them. And that balance is already visible. Example 1. 0 to 1 co-working hub in Gangtok. Young coders, designers and translators rent shared desks with a view of Kanchenjunga. Example 2. The Sikkim Organic Farmers Marketplace. Local farmers sell produce via WhatsApp and Instagram, shipping organic ginger and cardamom nationwide. Example 3. Kunzang Lepcha, a filmmaker, streams his documentaries about disappearing tribes directly to global audiences, monetized on YouTube, shot entirely on a phone. Example 4. Gangtok-based startup, Our Guest, connects homestays and rural entrepreneurs to urban travelers digitally, offering immersive stays and boosting village incomes. Example 5. Sikkim Chronicle and the Voice of Sikkim, online media portals. Local journalists monetize via digital subscriptions, proving storytelling can also become livelihood. 5 different roads, same truth. Sikkim is quietly hacking its way into the global map. If you're listening and dreaming of the same, here's what locals do differently, with Sikkimese-specific hacks. Example 1. Local hubs. Co-working spots like Trilop Workspace in Gangtok not only provide desks and Wi-Fi, but organize weekly meetups for skill sharing. Coders teaching farmers how to set up online shops. Example 2. Farm to Cloud Ventures. Platforms like Sikkim Express Online Marketplace allow small farmers to upload product images and directly ship organic produce to Indian metros. Example 3. Digital Nomad Lodges. Certain homestays in Ravangla and Namchi advertise themselves specifically to remote workers, complete with solar backup, ergonomic furniture, and a promise of quiet mountains plus fast Wi-Fi. Example 4. App-based storytelling. A local initiative called Echoes of Sikkim is developing an AR app where tourists can scan monasteries or heritage sites to hear oral histories in both English and Lepcha. These aren't Silicon Valley unicorns. They're mountain-born, context-rich solutions that prove digital work in Sikkim is not just possible, it's personal. So, what does it mean when a land once defined by its monasteries and mountains becomes a workplace? Maybe remote work isn't stealing identity. Maybe it's teaching us that the sacred and the digital can coexist. That a Zoom call with New York can end with a prayer wheel spun for luck. Think of it this way. The mountains aren't moving, but the signal bouncing off satellites has made them less remote than ever. Remote work doesn't erase the Himalayas, it reframes them. Back on that Gangtok rooftop, the young woman coding finally closes her laptop. She sips butter tea, exhales, and looks at the same peaks that her ancestors once bowed to. Nothing has changed, and yet everything has. For some, it's liberation. For others, a slow erasure. For everyone, it's a question. When your office is the Himalayas, do you still dream of escape? If you felt this story tug at you, don't just scroll. Hit subscribe if you believe mountains and modems can coexist. Smash like if you've ever dreamed of working from somewhere wild. Drop a comment with your truth. Is remote work liberation or exile? And share this with that one friend who swears they'll move to the hills someday. Test them.